In this video, I'm going to show you every piece of gear you need for self-recording and how to set it all up at home. In the last video, I told you about all the awesomeness of self-recording and how it can help you sound better and stand out in a competitive audition situation, where judges are listening extremely closely to your playing. And today I'm going over gear, and in the next video, I'll go over the actual step-by-step instructions to do self-recording on your own. It's pretty cool, actually. I first wrote about this process of self-recording on my website back in 2014, 10 years ago from this video. Nowadays, sometimes musicians will actually win their job at the Met and later tell me that, they used the same microphone I recommended, or they started to understand how to self-record from those blogs. And obviously the technology and the equipment recommendations have changed a little bit, but it's still the same idea. By the way, if you want to get started right away on this, you can download the entire self-recording workbook and take it to your practice room. You can download that at robknopper.com/self-recording. It includes detailed step-by-step instructions of how to self-record, a guide to all the gear you need to self-record, the audition rubric, and the audition cheat sheet so you can see how self-recording fits into my overall audition preparation process. This is a process that I used when I was preparing for both of my winning auditions for the New World Symphony and for the Met Opera Orchestra. And again, you can download that at robknopper.com/self-recording. So in terms of what equipment you need, I'm going to show you two different options, a medium level option and a high level option. So this is the medium level option. These are called the Rode wireless mics, and these are what I'd recommend if you want to get mics that work for both self-recording and also taking to your live auditions and secretly recording your round. They are the best mic that you can hide and get a good quality recording right now. And this is the high level option, including professional mic, a cable, an interface, and this is what you can get if you're also wanting to get equipment that works for, both self-recording and also to record your own professional sounding audition pre-screening tapes. And I use this stuff for all my videos. Either option you choose, you should also have a computer and headphones. So I'm going to put all the devices into the description below, including the Amazon links. So how did I settle on this setup for self-recording? Over time, I've tried to make decisions about what equipment to use and how to set it up in order to save time and to try to learn exactly how I sound to an audition committee judge. This workflow needs to be fast and efficient because any wasted time is wasted time instead of solving problems. Self-recording is this repetitive process, so that means that if you have to walk 15 steps to and from your microphone each time you're listening to it, that can add up to, hours and hours of wasted time over weeks. You're wasting time listening to the first 30 seconds of silence on your recording. This is time that could have been used to fix more problems than the runner-up at your next audition. It also could have been used to, end your practice session earlier and get to the bar. So why is my mic all the way over there during self-recording? Your audition judge is not sitting 2 feet from your instrument, and that's who you are hearing when you put your iPhone on the music stand. The audition judge is sitting 50 feet away from you, sometimes behind a screen. So that's the version you need to listen to and make adjustments to so that you can actually sound good to them. And so if I wanted to make it sound right to them, I would play something more like this. Now that may sound right to the far away mic. It sounds weird to the close mic. You want to choose a mic that doesn't process or distort the audio, so use a good quality mic and try not to use your iPhone. So let's talk about the full setup and where everything needs to be. Here's how I set up my mics for self-recording. I'll start with the instrument and then follow the path of the sound. So the audio comes out of your instrument and it travels across the room into the microphone. The mic is roughly 30 to 50 feet away from you, or however far away you expect your audience to be at the audition. The audio then goes into the mic, travels through the cable and into your recording device. The device is the one that actually saves your audio file. Your recording device should create an immediate visual representation of the sound file. So since you have to directly interact with your recording device, listening back, selecting a section, slowing it down to 50%, re-listening, and then immediately re-recording, that needs to be with you, located with you and your instrument so that you don't have to move. After the sound gets recorded onto your computer or other recording device, it should go right into your headphones, which are on you the whole time. No wasting time taking off your headphones and putting them back on. And the final thing you need is, of course, your note-taking materials. These should be close at hand so you can continually write, review, and cross things off. I've historically used 3x5 cards, but recently I've started using the Mac app Evernote for this. If you can set up this way, you can seamlessly, play, record, listen back, and repeat this over and over with no wasted time. Okay, now let me show you how to set up each of the microphone options. Here's how I set up the Rode wireless mics for self-recording. So first, plug the receiver into your computer using a USB cable. Turn it on. Open up your recording app. I use Amadeus Lite on a Mac. That's my go-to favorite audio app, and I truly use it every single day. You have to go to the settings and choose your correct input. Now, if you press record, your computer is using the Rode receiver as a sound source, but now you have to take one of the transmitters. So you turn it on, you walk across the room, and you place it at the same distance you think the audition committee is going to sit. So now the sound is going to be picked up by the transmitter. It's going to travel across the room and go back into your receiver, then go into your computer. Then you can press stop and listen back, and then repeat the whole process. And then here's how I set up my good mic for self-recording. So I put my microphone on a mic stand on the other side of the room. I use an AKG 414, but you can use something cheaper. I used to use an Audio-Technica 4040, which is about $300. For self-recording, you only need one, but for recording an audition tape, you should definitely have two so that you can record in stereo. So the mic picks up the sound and then sends the signal through an XLR cable. The XLR cable has to go to this interface that converts the signal, the audio, from analog to digital. Like your mic is picking up an analog signal, and then it needs to convert it to digital before the computer receives it. So this converter box is called the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. You can get different ones, but this is the one I have. So it goes into your computer through a USB cable, and then in your audio recording app, you have to make sure to go to the settings and again select the right input, and then you record. So why wouldn't you use a Zoom recorder? Well, a Zoom recorder is a good microphone, and it's how I recorded my Buffalo Philharmonic tape that I talked about in the last video. And while that was a really important learning experience for me, it was also so annoying. Like, I wasted so much time walking back and forth between the Zoom and my instrument that I felt like I was going to wear a trail of footsteps into the floor. And every time I wanted to listen back, I had to press the button on the Zoom and wait and wait and wait through all the walking just to get to the beginning of the playing. So that's why I use a computer now with a visual representation of the audio, so that when I record, even if there's space between when I pressed record and when I started playing, I can just start right at the beginning of the actual playing and immediately listen to the first note of the excerpt. When you think about the hundreds and maybe thousands of tiny problems that you have to solve in your playing by audition day, and all the times you're going to go through this cycle of play, listen, repeat, if you can cut down on 15 to 30 seconds of waiting each time, then yes, that means more problems solved and more yes votes for you in the end. And then why shouldn't you use an iPhone for self-recording? Some people use the Voice Memos app on the iPhone, and it's probably the cheapest option because you already have it. The reason that it is not ideal is that when it picks up the audio, it compresses the sound, right? It raises the soft stuff and it lowers the loud stuff because it thinks that's what you want. But I want you to hear what an iPhone sounds like compared to the two other microphone options I mentioned. So here's how it sounds with my iPhone. Here's how it sounds with my Rode Wireless Go 2. And then here's how it sounds with my AKG 4-1 force. Again with the iPhone. Yeah, it's not right. So, and then last question, why do you only have one earbud in during self-recording? This is just another way to save time as I go through the self-recording workflow. If I can have one earbud in, then I can properly hear myself with the other ear. I don't have to remove the earbud to play, and I don't have to put it back in to, listen to the recording. All right, I hope that's helpful. If you want to go ahead and get started with self-recording, you can download the step-by-step instructions and the gear guide at robknopper.com/self-recording. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step self-recording process. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.